All right, guys. So this story right here, I mean, Jesus. This is dark. This is so dark. So there is a Republican Congresswoman by the name of Kay Granger in Texas. And she was missing for about 6 months. So there's a journalist at an outlet in Texas that decided, well, I'm going to look into this. Let me see what's going on here. And he did a little bit of digging. Come to find out, homegirl is living in a nursing home. Not only that, Ken Klippenstein found 6 months ago, she turned over the deed to her house. So she can't live on her own. She needs help all the time. She's in a nursing home. And ready for this? The nursing home specializes in dementia care. A sitting, active congresswoman disappears, and she's in a nursing home with dementia. We are so cooked as a nation. Like, we are so cooked. Like, how can this happen? And this happens at the same time Joe Biden had to step down because he wasn't really cognitively fit to do another 4 years. And this is going on. By the way, all the Republicans who virtue signaled about Joe Biden, he's got to step down, his brain doesn't work, and this is bad, he's too old, and this and that. All of them, like, right before homegirl got put into a nursing home, they were like, oh, bro, she's good. She's chilling. She's with it. Mentally, she's all there, bro. This is great. They literally put her on the head of one of their committees in 2023. Like 4 minutes before she was put in a nursing home with dementia. So here's what they say in The Guardian. I'll give you some of the specifics. Absent Republican Congresswoman living in memory care facility. Kay Granger of Texas found to be living at a facility, a fact she did not disclose to the public, according to Dallas media. A Republican Congresswoman from Texas has not cast a vote in the U.S. House since July, while she has been living at a memory care facility, something she did not disclose to the public, according to Dallas media outlet that figured out the reason for her prolonged absence. Kay Granger's 81. Jesus Christ, what's Trump? Trump's 79 now? 78, 79? So he's right behind, and he's a big old boy too, dog. He's a big old boy. So Kay Granger has represented Texas' 12th district, which includes part of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, since 1997. And beginning in January 2023, she spent more than a year as the chairperson of the powerful House Appropriations Committee. Oh my God. January 2023 is really recent. She was the chair of the powerful House Appropriations Committee. But months after announcing her plans to retire when her term ended in early 2025, Granger largely disappeared from the public eye. Her congressional website shows her last vote was on July 24th, opposing a measure to reduce the salary of the Deputy Assistant Administrator for Pesticide Programs to $1, just days after Biden canceled his presidential reelection campaign over questions about his age and mental fitness. That fact prompted a reporter with the Dallas Express to dig into where Granger was. Calls to her offices were going directly to voicemail, and there were no signals of ongoing business at her constituency office. Bro, that's crazy. There were calls to her office were going directly to voicemail, so no staffers working, and there were no signs of ongoing business at her constituency office. Is there any other job in the country where you can disappear for 6 months, no one knows where you are, no, you don't even have like an assistant or whatever helping you out, or a friend to answer the call and say, oh, he's here or there, disappear for 6 months and everything's hunky-dory, and nobody in Congress is like looking for you? Or by the way, how many Republicans knew about this? I should also point out, Mitch McConnell, there was it was either a picture or a video of him that went viral the other day. He was being pushed through, I don't know if it was the airport or wherever, in a wheelchair. Mitch McConnell's apparently in a wheelchair. There was another congressperson, I forget his name, he's a black congressperson, I don't know if he's Democrat or Republican, I think Democrat. And it's a good bet if it's a black congressperson, likely to be Democrat, not Republican. But actually, there's some Republican. Who knows? Anyway, same thing. In a wheelchair, reporters took a picture, and then that congressperson flipped out, said, nobody gave you the right to take my picture, and their staffer flipped out. Nobody gave you the right to take his picure. So you got Mitch McConnell in a wheelchair, some other congressperson in a wheelchair. We all saw what happened with Dianne Feinstein 7.5 seconds ago. Where bro, she's chill. She's fine, bro. Sure, she doesn't know where she is. Sure, she keeps calling people the wrong name. Sure, she keeps saying absurd things like she didn't disappear for months when she did disappear for months. Sure, she has dementia and everything's going sideways. But you know what? Bro, she's one of ours, so we love her. And then, of course, she died. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? The reporter, Carlos Tercios, eventually received a tip from a local resident that Granger had moved into an assisted living center specializing in memory care. After going to the facility in question to determine whether Granger indeed lived there, the assistant executive director confirmed this is her home. Neither Granger nor her staff could immediately be reached for comment on Sunday, but local and state Republican leaders were among those who said they were troubled over the reporting about Granger. Bo French, nice name, the chairperson of the Tarrant County, Texas Republican Party, told the Dallas Express that the lack of representation of Granger's district is troubling to say the least. Extraordinarily important votes involving disaster relief, the debt ceiling, and U.S.-Mexico border have occurred since Granger's last vote. And Kay Granger, nowhere to be found. In a social media post, the Texas State Republican Committee member Rolando Garcia added that Granger's need to live in a memory care facility suggests she may have already been in visible decline when she ran for re-election in 2022. Oh my God. Look, there's so many problems with this. Like, even that point, right? Like, if you have the money and have the name recognition, you're just sort of like gifted a seat, right? If you win once, you're just in there, right? Unless, of course, you cross Israel and then AIPAC gives a lot of money to your opponent and they end up crushing you. But like, this is usually what happens is whoever is the congressperson from whatever district, they get the blessing from the party, so they get all the money, and then all they have to do is send out a few mailers, right? And then they end up winning. Like, that's how this works. So there's multiple layers of exposing how the system is unacceptable here. Between the fact that she was in there, the fact that nobody was talking about it, the fact that she won in 2022. Ken Klippenstein had some video of her showing that, like, there were already signs of her decline in one of the last speech that she gave on the floor, where she was reading from a page and clearly was not connecting with the words on the page and stumbling and bumbling and stuff like this is just. By the way, look, I've always been an opponent of the idea, like, hey, we have a minimum age to be in office. We should have a maximum age. I've always been an opponent of that idea. Because, when you do that, you risk, FDR died in office. To his last day, he was doing good work. Bernie Sanders, God bless him, is 117 years old, and he's still in there, and he's still sharp as a tack. So I don't like the idea of having, like, a maximum age. But then on the flip side, you get stories like this, where it's like, first of all, these people are doing no good for literally anybody in the country. This woman is a fucking cretin who's always voted the wrong way on everything. And second of all, I mean, what a slap in the face to democracy, right? You have dementia and you're living in a nursing home and you disappeared for 6 months and it took 6 months for somebody to care and see where you were. By the way, they spoke to, I think it was a family member of Granger, and they basically were like, yeah, she's going through some things right now, but we're working on it. Like, we'll get it back. It's like, homie, she's going to die in there, dog. I don't know. She's going to die. Like, what are you talking about? Oh my God. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. You could say just term limits, but that actually doesn't prevent somebody really old from running for the first time, right? Also, term limits is, like, quite literally undemocratic in the sense that if people want to keep voting for somebody, they can't. But on the flip side, it's like, we really got to avoid this. This is crazy. Look, it's time for the older generation. Like, you motherfuckers got to pass. You had to pass the ball 15, 20 years ago. You guys did. And you didn't, right? And you didn't. And I'm sorry, but that generation, boy, oh boy, did they do a lot of fucking damage. Holy shit, did they do a lot of damage. And I don't know, if somebody's that age now, 80 now? Is that boomer or silent generation? I guess that's silent? But the boomers are really the worst, to be fair. With much love and respect to all the boomers in my audience, you guys are the good ones. But Jesus Christ. So anyway, by the way, there could be more. There could be more of these people in Congress. How do you know there's not 4 of these fuckers who are falling down the stairs, slipping in the shower, fucking just going through the regular ass old age things? How do we know? We don't know. But what a broken system. I mean, people use the word gerontocracy and they sort of throw it around willy-nilly. But I mean, it doesn't get more of a gerontocracy than this. It doesn't get more of a gerontocracy than Nancy Pelosi, from a hospital bed after getting a hip replacement, making phone calls to axe AOC from being the head of the oversight committee, and picking over her a 74-year-old Democrat who's a dinosaur with literal throat cancer right now. I mean, this is really just a slap in the face. They're taking it to the most absurd, extreme degree and expecting all of us to sit there and take it. We shouldn't take it. Look, if you're somebody who's a millennial and you have political convictions, fuck it. Run for office, bro. Run for office. We need some more competent-ass leadership in there. And I'm sure you guys have seen the same charts that I've seen, that the one generation that has continually had based politics, it's the millennials. Every other, even like the Gen Z people, they've ticked up a little bit. They skewed a little. They went a little more conservative this time. Like the switch from last time was cutting in a slightly more conservative direction. Millennials just continually base politics. So I'm sorry, we got to start taking over, bro. Well, I'm a millennial supremacist. We got to start taking over. This is unacceptable. Jesus Christ. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.